Has the affordability crisis changed your dining out habits? Up to 75% of Canadians say they're dining out less frequently because of the rising cost of living. And if people can afford to spend money on restaurants, the way that they're dining points to some interesting trends that are happening right across the country. So here to take a look at them for us is Krista Faist. She's the founder and publisher of Foodism. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, what kind of restaurants are Canadians leaning towards as they're sort of pulling back or adapting some of their dining out habits?
Yeah, so people are dining out less, and they're being a lot more intentional with what they're dining out for. So they're still going to the fine dining restaurants, but they're being a lot more intentional, and they save it for maybe special occasions or celebrations, and they're leaning more towards the kind of fast casual. So in the middle of fast food and fine dining is that fast casual pocket, and we're seeing a lot more diners doing that on weekdays, lunchtime, brunch, things like that.
Something really interesting you published that was fascinating to me is it's how people are also ordering when they're dining out. So what does that look like when it comes to you're placing your order with your server? How are people changing their habits?
Yeah, so again, to kind of cut down on costs, they're cutting some of the extras, if you will. So maybe they'll share some appetizers instead of getting their own. They'll cut down on dessert, which is so unfortunate because we all love dessert. And people are drinking a lot less.
Yes.
So something like 41% of people are drinking less this year than they were last year. And so that's the easiest thing that they're cutting from a bill, and that can bring your bill significantly down.
Speaking of bills, what are you seeing when it comes to tipping?
Tipping is, it's a funny one because we're a very generous nation. It's the U.S. and Canada that being the highest tippers in the world.
Interesting.
However, the sentiment is we're getting tipping fatigue. And I think we've all been there where you get that screen flashed to you everywhere you go now, it seems, these days. So people want to tip, but they want to do it on their own terms and award exceptional service instead of being told to.
And I don't know if it's just me, I don't think that it is, but sometimes now when you get the machine that comes to you and it'll start at like 18%, 22%, 24%, I might not want to tip 18%, but the server is standing there and I feel this like awkward pressure to like not put in a dollar amount.
That's exactly what it is. And so we want to be able to do it on our own terms. Yeah. But we're such a polite nation, so we do end up tipping. And so they are winning in the sense that we all feel a little bit awkward and we do end up tipping the 18 and up. But I think generally it would be a lot more well received if we were able to do it based on what we thought the service was valued at versus what they tell us.
Something that you point out that I think has probably always been there but is maybe increasing now is solo dining has become more popular. Why is that?
Oh, yes, solo dining is massively on the rise.
Really?
It's up 28% than it was last year here in Canada.
Whoa, why?
Yes, I think people are just getting a lot more comfortable with it, and it's a really unique experience. There's a lot of other nations in the world that really value solo dining and set up their culture specifically for that, and we're seeing that adapted here, and we're seeing people go out, and my tip is solo dining gets you the best seat in the house. You either get to sit at the bar, at the chef's counter, or at the counter looking over the street, and you end up not needing a reservation. You can usually walk right in, and you just have this really fabulous time, and I think people are leaning into that a little bit more and treating themselves.
I have been a solo diner for many, many years. I am a big fan. I love to go to a restaurant and order something and eat by myself. It is such a nice treat. I'm glad people are figuring this out.
And restaurants are benefiting. You spend more per head solo dining than you would in a group.
Oh, interesting, because you're not sharing.
Yes, and so you're treating yourself a little bit more.
Oh, I like that. Okay, if they aren't heading out to a restaurant, they're definitely ordering in. So what can you tell us about delivery apps?
Delivery apps are absolutely on the rise. They are becoming more of a necessity than a treat. I think when they first came out, it was that kind of weekend treat that you would order in. Now it's become a weekday necessity, and people tend to be seeing it as part of their weekly meal plan, is that they'll order delivery once or twice a week. And, you know, you can find so much on delivery apps these days. It used to be just your fast food, but now you can get, you know, Michelin recommended restaurants on there for takeout. You can order really good food on these delivery apps, and also your groceries and just about everything under the sun. So they really are becoming a part of people's weekday schedule.
You know, you've been studying and looking and compiling all the data on trends and things that are happening. What was the biggest surprise or takeaway for you?
I think the solo dining was really interesting. Also the fact that about 40% of people are drinking less. And so there really is this this look towards mindfulness and health. And what I love is that then on the flip side, you're seeing the restaurant scene really have to adapt to that. And it's very rare that you go in somewhere now and your only options are water, sparkling water, or Diet Coke. They have low, no, mocktails, and they're really getting fun and leaning into that. And it's a lot more healthy and your wallet. So.
And it helps them with their bottom line as well. They're not losing business.
Exactly. So it's kind of a win-win across the board.
This was a lot of fun, Krista. Thanks for coming in.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back.